Hi, Katie. I'm taking a look at your project. Okay. So make sure when you talk about her, I would constantly refer to her as Mary Wollstonecraft, simply because once you start talking about Mary Shelley, then that's going to have to be really clear which Mary we're talking about. And it's actually a vindication of the rights of woman. So give more about this information. You're kind of just barely scratching the surface. And then here with her earlier works, and this one was, so what happened was that Godwin, published some stuff, and you're getting this information from biography.com. Make sure that you talk more about these as well. And I'm telling you the same thing I'm telling almost everybody. I want more. This project's worth 1/3 of your final grade. So make sure that this is, what would be worth 1/3 of a final grade of a 300 level course. A lot more information about what Mary Wollstonecraft believed in, what she wrote about, how it was received, things like that. When you talk about personal life, it's a little confusing because you just have Captain Gilbert Imlay, Fanny, William Godwin, Mary. So if you want to talk about the fact that she had a relationship with Imlay and that Fanny is Imlay's daughter, it's like just the way it's listed here seems very odd. Make that a little more clear. And also the problem is that this is Godwin and this is Imlay, and so since you have, what people are going to think is that this is Imlay and this is Godwin because of the order you have it in. So I would, make that a little more clear. Also, the text is a little plain. For the background, you might want to come up with, even at least the font for the headings, maybe a little more interesting. Then you've got influence on Frankenstein. Also, let's see, on here, you need to probably have something in there about, Mary, maybe it's in here, sorry. Okay, good. Okay, okay, good. And that's fine for that one. So the validating the influence, that slide's fine. The describing the ancestor, more information. So analyzing the connections, this is the biggest part of this project, and so there needs to be a lot more going on. I agree that you should be talking about Elizabeth and Justine for sure. You could even be talking about Victor's mother. Give them each their own slide. Go into far greater detail in the analysis, far greater depth. But I would also talk about thinking about education, and in a lot of ways, a lot of people will argue that the creature is Mary, and not having a mother, having a father who didn't pay attention to her, not having a mother, and being self-educated, et cetera, et cetera. So, you might want to explore some of that as well. Get some outside sources to support what it is you're saying. I think you are on the right track with this. Let me see what you've got here. Okay. You should be pulling things from the book, like straight out of the book, quoting it, talking more about what is taking place in the book, in these scenes with Elizabeth, in these scenes with Justine, how those characters are developed, how they come across. Just a lot more. Okay, so I posted a video in the announcements that talks about the 3 different sections of this project and the issues students tend to run into when they're in the drafting process. What you're running into is the same thing that most everybody else is running into, which is there just needs to be a lot more going on. Also, there's a whole bunch of resources in D2L under Learning Materials Ancestor projects, so make sure you're using all of those. If you don't understand anything I'm talking about in this video or any of the resources, you have questions, you need additional assistance, whatever it is, just make sure you get a hold of me. If you need me to look at another draft of this, then you need to make an appointment to come see me, and I'll look at that during that appointment. So you just have to let me know what you need.